Run, 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 run. It's a Chadnado. Welcome to the Movie Epidemic podcast. I am your host, Buck LeDuc. As always, we have Chadley joining me.
Hello.
Hi. We're going to talk about some TV films today.
Yeah, it's the TV
films.
It's the TV movie. So we're gonna be talking about.
We needed a break from these shitty summer blockbusters, so we're gonna watch some shitty TV movies.
So we watched. We're gonna talk about Sharknado 4. Last year we did a full-on Sharknado sode.
I'll tell you the problem with the Sharknado sode. It's because we watched all three back to back. They kind of ran together for me.
yeah, absolutely. So it all just felt like one movie.
So I don't actually know what happens in any of these movies, but we will be talking about Sharknado: The Fourth Awakens, which is for some reason a Star Wars parody.
Yeah, we'll use.
I don't know why.
We'll talk about the word parody in a few minutes here, but we're also going to be watching. This one's not a TV movie, but we always talk about a Batman movie every week. We're going to be talking about The Dark Knight. That's Christopher Nolan's money child. That's how Christopher Nolan funds all those movies that he makes now.
Yeah. Like, are you excited for Dunkirk?
Nope. And then we're going to talk about our last TV movie of the day is going to be called, I legit can't make this up. This is the name of the movie. It's called Donald J. Trump's The Art of the Deal. And,
the movie. It's called The Art of the Deal, the movie.
Is that what it's called? Yeah, because The Art of the Deal is the book, right?
Yeah, it's a really long title. I adore it.
Yeah, it's there's some really good stuff in there, and we'll talk about that a little bit later on. But let's talk about Sharknado 4 because I said it before and I'll say it again. Sharknado 4 is the worst of the entire saga.
By like a large margin, too.
Yeah, like by a lot, yeah. It's really, really bad. They take the silliness of Sharknado 3 and they just like push it to this like completely unwatchable level where
they are doing that though, right? They're just trying to keep pushing it until everybody just fucking kills themselves or what?
Yeah, they must. They're just making it sillier and sillier and sillier. Now, first things first is that I want to talk about the end of Sharknado 3. You could vote whether or not to have Tara Reid's character die or not. And given the plot of this movie, I don't know what we voted. It was very unclear to me because she died. And then she wasn't dead?
Yeah, she was brought back by Gary Busey into like a robot cyborg.
Gary Busey. Holy shit, dude. Speaking of which, Gary Busey, he's never looked more brain damaged, dude.
He's fucked up, hey?
Oh, God damn it. He's like, man, he should be dead. Like, I don't know, wasn't he in like some huge car accident and ever since he's been like real fucked up?
Yeah, and he's been blasting coke for fucking years, so.
He's so coked up. And, like, I've seen Gary Busey before, but I've never seen him look quite like this.
He's disheveled, that's for sure.
Yeah, dude. He's knocking on death's door, and I'm not talking by old age, dude. Like, he's knocking on death's door by his own design. So, yeah, Gary Busey is in this movie as Tara Reid's father. He plays Wilfred, a mad scientist who takes Tara Reid's dormant body and turns it into a robot. And, yeah, we'll talk about that a little bit later on. But let's talk about the major problems of this movie. Is that when you write a movie, okay, this was obviously written as a comedy, right? It's silly. It's mad silly. But I think the people who wrote this movie don't understand what a parody is. And they're like, if we make references to movies, that's going to make it a parody.
There was a lot of film references in this one.
But they weren't jokes.
No, they weren't jokes. They were references.
They weren't jokes. There'd just be like a part where Tara Reid is like, I'll be back. And it's like, okay, that's a Terminator line, but why? And like, what does it mean? Also, Buck LeDuc just sent me a really good photo. It says how WB develops the DC Comics movies, and it's just a bucket of money going into a toilet. That's fucking good stuff. Holy shit, that'll be the podcast art this week. There you go, WB money into a toilet. So Sharknado 4. here's the thing. It's not a parody. It's not a parody. It's literally just movie references, and I can't stand that. That being said, they used at the very beginning in the first scene, they used the Vegas stuff to make a lot of movie references in a really short amount of time. Mm-hmm. For instance, there was the Fast and the Furious reference, which I kind of loved, where he's flying through the air on the car. That I love. That was the best part of the movie, and from there on, I was like, "Oh, dude, it's only getting better."
The first 15 minutes, it's like so crazy that you don't process anything, and then after that, you're like, "Oh, this is no good."
Yeah, as soon as the thing is like the first 15 minutes is really fun. I kind of like. I know it's sort of like the same thing that we had in the first and second movie. They changed it up for the third movie, but I kind of wish the whole thing would just taken place in Las Vegas. But they keep spanning it across. And here's what's really confusing with this movie is that I don't think anybody who was writing on this movie has any grasp of like geography at all. Because like there'd be one part where they're in Texas, and then they're like, "Where do we go now?" And it's like Kansas, and then they're in Kansas like 10 minutes later. And then, like, they're in Chicago all of a sudden, and then they're back in Vegas, and then they're fucking at Niagara Falls. It's like, how are you getting around so fast?
Yeah, they were fucking.
They were teleporting, dude.
I would, you know what? I want one to take place in New Orleans. I think the next one should take place in New Orleans during Mardi Gras. Fucking shark storms.
Yo, but that's like teetering on offensive nature. You can't make Hurricane Katrina jokes in a Sharknado movie.
I disagree completely. I think you had Gilbert Gottfried in this movie, who is most known for doing 9/11 jokes. And
True. Here's the thing, though, is that when you write your script and you make your movie, and then you look at the movie and be like, man, you know what's the most entertaining part of this movie? Gilbert Gottfried. Go back to the drawing boards. Right back to the drawing boards if the most entertaining part of your movie is Gilbert Gottfried.
Yeah.
He's actually, like, not good in this movie, but, like, kind of funny. Like, just, like, that being said, he just started, like, they just started tacking the word NATO onto stuff, and we were like, yeah, that's content. They're just like, that's content. They're just like, all right, so let's make it, instead of making Sharknado, okay, we'll make a Sharknado, throw some rocks in there. All right, then we'll toss out the word Boulder-nado. All right, that's cool. You know what?
Boulder-nado.
Yeah, let's have lightning in there and then call it a lightning-nado. I believe that's just like part of a tornado is that like when a tornado happens, there's usually a storm going on, so usually lightning's there anyways, but who gives a shit? You know, it doesn't lend itself very well to just fucking have the NATO popped onto everything.
That's half the shtick, though, right?
Yeah, but like that's one joke. That's one joke made like 30 times. You can't write one joke and be like, this joke is the basis of our movie, and that's what they did. Mm-hmm. Also, Ian Ziering, enough of that guy. Enough is enough.
You hate him, hey?
I hate him, dude. He's awful. Ian, don't call me Ian Ziering.
Don't call him Ian.
Don't call him Ian. He hates it. But Ian Ziering, they keep like we talked about this last year with the Sharknado 3, but they keep trying to pass him off as a whatchamacallit, like an action star. Uh-huh. But he's just like a washed up dad. Like that's all he is.
He looks more like a dad in every one.
Yeah. Another thing too that I want to talk about is that they needed to get a 5-year-old kid because it was 5 years after the last Sharknado, and they gave birth to a kid at the end of that movie. And they're like, okay, 5 years later, and they're like, let's get a 5-year-old kid. And it's like, okay, who should we get? And they're like, yeah, probably get a 10-year-old kid.
The kid was so bad too.
Yeah, he was no good. He also
there's one part that made me like cry laughing was right after Tara Reid comes back, and then Ian Ziering's like, "Hey, buddy, this is your mom," and he's like, "My mom's not a robot; she's a shark."
Yeah. Oh, dude, I didn't even understand that because like they said that at the end of the or at the beginning of the movie too, when he was drawing the picture of his family and he drew a shark as his mom, and it's like, okay. Here's the only explanation that I can think of is that because Tara Reid gave birth in the shark, she then cut open the shark and the baby exited the shark. So I could see why you would think maybe your mom is a shark. But to believe that is to believe that this kid remembers in detail his own birth, which I don't buy. So I don't know what they were going for, what joke they were going for, but I don't get it, dude. I don't understand that part of the movie at all. If somebody wants to explain it to me, maybe I would have enjoyed this movie better. Maybe I will take more away from this movie if that joke is explained to me, but I just don't get it.
Yeah. I don't get a lot of what, like, why do they keep making, like, where are they making any money off of these? They're TV movies.
Yeah, they must be, right? They must, like, because at this point, Sci-Fi is probably paying a pretty penny, right? Because this is what Sci-Fi's got now, right? Is these Sharknado movies. This is probably the biggest event of the year for Sci-Fi, is these Sharknado movies.
It's interesting. They must not have that much of a budget, though, because it looks like they were fucking... Like, all the CGI was done by a college student doing his fucking final project.
I don't get it. How is the CG getting worse? Like, I don't understand.
Getting worse, right?
Like, is it on purpose? Is that part of the shtick that the CG is unwatchably bad? But, like, there's one part in particular where, like, the kid, like, Gil, he's, like, they're at Niagara Falls. The little kid gets stuck in a barrel, and the barrel is floating down the river. But, like, the barrel is clearly not in the river, and the kid is clearly not in the barrel. And it's like, why does this look so bad? That's not, like, you could have literally just put the kid in a barrel. Like, why did you CG this? There's also a scene where, like, the entire family is walking away from an airplane that is just, like, so unbelievably bad looking. And it's just like, that's an easy shot. That is an easy shot. But it looks like I could have made this in, like, fucking grade 10 film class. Why does this look so bad? I don't know if it's because it's part of the shtick or if they're just rushing to get it out because of deadlines.
They must be just rushing because they got to get them out every year. And, like, you can really tell the dip in quality because there's not that many cameos in it. The last couple have had just exclusively cameos.
And there's, like, some of the cameos is, like, the average person would miss. I mean, the first big cameo of the movie, of course, like, can't go without talking about Carrot Top. And they really, they really wanted you to know that was Carrot Top because when they dropped him off, he had like the big, like, the props in his hand. And it's like, why is he just holding that shit now? Although I will say Carrot Top becoming so unsuccessful that he's now an Uber driver is a near perfect joke, and that was the best joke in the movie.
You know, he was probably one of the better actors in this movie.
Yeah, I like the idea that Carrot Top is so washed up that he's now an Uber driver. That is a good joke.
That's a pretty good joke.
That's a pretty good
joke.
They
put all of their, like, they did everything that they wanted to do in the first, like, 20 minutes, and they're like, ooh, boy.
Got arrested. And this movie takes place across so many cities that it's like, okay, now we're in Chicago, Salt Lake City, we're in Atlanta now. And it's like, where the fuck are we actually, though? And then some of it takes place on a farm? I don't know, man. I also have a hard time believing that if there's 3 of these Sharknados, because there's 3 of these Sharknados in this movie, and they're at various parts of the country, and they just always happen to be where Ian Ziering is. Like, why? How does that happen? Ooh, what a coinky-dink. It just so happens to hit the train that Ian Ziering is fucking taking.
Don't they mention that at some point? Like,
yeah, there's the Chicago mayor that's like, there's always a Sharknado where that Finn Shepherd is. And I'm like, yeah, there is. I would sure like an explanation to that. Instead of you just breaking the fourth wall.
In the city, and I'm like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense to me. They're like, they're making her out to be a bad guy, but, like, this motherfucker, wherever he goes, there's a goddamn Sharknado.
Yeah, like, legit, I think I might have done the same thing. I wouldn't blame him, but I would say, sorry, Finn. Like, it just so happens. I wouldn't be mad at him. I'd be like, man, this really sucks, but, like, it just so happens everywhere you go, there's a Sharknado, so I can't in good conscience hang out with you.
Dog the Bounty Hunter. I saw him in it.
Holy shit, dude. To cut that part right out, because that's when the movie gets the most ridiculous. Is when they go to the chainsaw store. I just want to throw that one out there. The chainsaw store that's being run by the guys from The Hills Have Eyes and Dog the Bounty Hunter. Here's the thing, is that they go in and they go to get the chainsaw from Dog the Bounty Hunter, and I don't know, that girl that's supposed to be his sister. I don't know, maybe that is his sister. I don't know. But, like, when they leave and the Sharknado's on the way and they're revving up the chainsaw, she goes, "It's not Texas without a chainsaw massacre." And it's like, that's not a joke. Maybe word that to be a joke. You're literally just saying Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Yes, that was a movie. Well done.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah, very good stuff. Very good stuff. Yeah.
Very funny. Very good.
And then the movie just sort of divulges into just like different tornadoes happening that are like completely ridiculous. We already talked about the Boulder-nado, but then we get the Oil-nado. That one's one of my faves, though. That one's one of my fucking faves, the Oil-nado. And then, though, like, it just keeps changing. And, like, it's not even about a Sharknado anymore. I couldn't even tell if sharks were still there. It's like Gilbert Gottfried was just saying stuff. Like, Gilbert Gottfried was like, and then it turned into a tornado. And then it was an Oil-nado.
That's a pretty good Godfrey.
It's just like, it's just ridiculous. And like, it is entertaining when you hearing it said from Gilbert Gottfried. Because like, Gilbert Gottfried was there for 15 minutes filming his scene. He was there for 15 minutes. And all of his scenes are filmed like he's in the front seat of a car. And like,
was it a car or a golf cart? I couldn't tell.
I don't know, because like he was definitely not. He was there. He got there. He got his $5,000 and he left. He's like,
can you just say all this stuff? And he's like, yeah, let me give it a go.
yeah. One take too. That's all it took. One take, and he was reading it off a teleprompter. I am positive of that. Another thing too is that like. I'm starting to worry that I don't think the budgets have changed between these Sharknado movies, but what I think has changed is that I think that these celebrities who are so interested in being a part of the Sharknado franchise are now seeing, oh, this isn't a phenomenon anymore. People aren't really watching this anymore. So that, I think, is a lot of the reason why there's less cameos in this. Because, like, hey, you can't – like, in the last one – in the third one, you could go to George R.R. Martin and be like, "You want a cameo? We can only give you $1,000, but like this is a global phenomenon." And I could see somebody being like, "Oh yeah, okay."
Yeah. Especially
like,
since you're just going out there for the week or whatever.
But this time, like if you go to a celebrity and they're like, "Hey, you know, we'll give you $1,000. We can't give you a lot of money, but we just, you know, it's a part of the phenomenon." I feel like you go to any celebrity and they'd be like, "Didn't Sharknado happen like a while ago?" Like.
Are we done with Sharknado?
Yeah, isn't that like over? I voted to kill Tara Reid. That's all I remember.
Yeah, you did a lot.
Yep. I voted a few times. I was just really hoping to get Tara Reid out of work, but unfortunately, these Sharknado movies need her. So my efforts were in vain, which sucks. Right.
Well, that's Sharknado.
That's Sharknado. Ends with a nuke-nado. Can we talk about the ending for a minute, because this is because I really have to get this off my mind. So Tara Reid's a fucking cyborg now, and then she's Iron Man, and no thank you. She had like suddenly like out of nowhere. I mean, like we've been told she was a cyborg or whatever, and she like was able to punch through walls and shit, but then she just started like shooting beams out her hands, and then she had rocket boots, and it's like, where the fuck did this come from? Why did nobody ever mention this shit? What was the point of doing all of that? Why did you give her those powers if all you were trying to do was keep her alive? Why did you give her the power to shoot lasers out her hands? Gary Busey, are you that old and brain damaged?
Gary Busey's just that old, dog.
But then there's a scene where, okay, so the main character gets eaten by a shark, which then gets eaten by a bigger shark, and then that bigger shark eats David Hasselhoff, which we haven't mentioned, by the way. David Hasselhoff is still a fucking superstar in this movie, and it's awesome.
He's pretty good, actually.
He's pretty good. And then that shark is eaten by a bigger shark, which then eats like Tara Reid's character, and then there's a bigger shark. And then there's a blue whale that eats all of it. And it's like, where the fuck that blue whale come from? What? Where'd that blue whale? Why is there a blue whale now? I thought this was a Sharknado. What's going on? Is it a whale-nado now? If Gilbert Gottfried going to show up and say whale-nado? Because he didn't. Because there was suddenly there was a fucking blue whale all of a sudden.
If they would have thought of that, they would have got him to say it.
Yeah, and then this is the most preposterous part of the whole movie. Kid cuts open the shark, pulls out Tara Reid, pulls out another shark, cuts open that shark, pulls out Hasselhoff, pulls out another shark. I'm sorry, this kid's supposed to be 5. How is he carrying shark?
Pulls out another shark, you guys.
Pulls out another fucking shark. I was screaming. I remember because I actually watched the last 5 minutes right before this podcast. And you could hear me screaming, and I was like, "Don't pull out another shark!" Holy shit, he's actually pulling out another shark. They kept that bit going, and it was the same shot every time of him pulling out the shark, which I loved because I do love good use of same shots. That's hilarious to me because he couldn't just get another shot of him pulling out a shark. That wouldn't have just taken 5 seconds, but whatever. And then the movie ends with the Eiffel Tower crashing down to Niagara Falls, and there's a shark on it, and they're like, "Uh-oh!" And then it goes to credits, and the credits are awesome. We talked about that too, because the credits go for 10 seconds. That's it. They're not wasting your time at all with the credits. Unlike Sharknado 2, which took us through every cameo during its credits.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Well, I think the thing with Sharknado 2 is that they made it, and they're like, "Ah, shit, dude, it's 70 minutes. Want to just take everyone through the cameos?" Lloyd Kaufman was in this movie, and for a second, and I only noticed it because I know who Lloyd Kaufman is, but I think that he's just insane enough that he fits in the Sharknado universe perfectly that you don't need to explain who Lloyd Kaufman is. But he also wasn't really playing a crazy guy. He was just there at one point. It's like, hey, if you're gonna get Lloyd Kaufman, get him to do some crazy guy shit. Because he's crazy.
Did you notice that the new Sharknado theme song was written by The Offspring?
Yes, I did. I did notice that, and I hated it. The one where she's at the gym, and she's punching bags, and it's playing in the background.
Uh-huh.
Unreal, dude. Unreal. I thought The Offspring died in 2002. I thought they were nunzoed.
No, they're still singing. They're still singing "Pretty Fly for a White Guy" to about 40 skinheads at shows.
Oh, that's amazing. What's that other one that they do? I don't remember. They're bad, though. I don't like The Offspring at all. They're very bad.
No, you adore The Offspring.
Do I? I like The Offspring Sharknado song. Although I'm glad that the original Sharknado theme song was in this one because I love it. I also really, really enjoyed the opening, the opening credit sequence in this one because it was all comic art. That actually looked really cool. It actually looked really good. Yeah, so if you see this movie for anything, check out the comic art on that, and then check out David Hasselhoff. The rest of it is unwatchable, except for Gilbert Gottfried. The rest of it's unwatchable, unfortunately.
Anyway,
they're just stepping them down each time. So we're gonna do, what is it we're doing? Top 5 Sharknadoes?
Top 5 shark storms.
Top 5 Sharknado storms. We're not talking about Sharknado films. We're talking about actual storms. So I'm going to start us off with my number 5. Number 5 takes place in Yellowstone Park in the 4th Sharknado film. This is the Lavanado, baby.
Ooh, the Lavanado.
The Lavanado. Just starting it off with a bang. Just going right into it with the Lavanado.
Is there any lavalantulas?
There is, yeah. I forgot about that at the Yellowstone part. There is a fucking lavalancha cameo, which is great because they're making a new Lavalantula movie, and it's got the most amazing title. Why don't you tell them the phenomenal title they gave that film?
Two Lava, Two Lantula?
Ooh, that's a perfect joke right there. That is a perfect Two Lava, Two Lantula. Lantula, they're using that as a separate word.
Lantula.
Lantula. Two Lava, Two Lantula. That's gonna be a banger. You can bet your ass we gotta do it once we gotta wait for 3 Lavalantulas and then do a Lavalantula episode.
I think we can just do 2 and then our movie of the week.
Okay, yeah, we'll wait for Two Lava, Two Lantula and do a Lavalantula episode. That's gonna be amazing. That's gonna be amazing.
My number 5 shark storm, I'm gonna go with the lightning NATO.
Lightning NATO. This one was my number 5, but then I remembered Lavanado.
Yeah.
Oh shit, gotta get that one in there.
I'm glad you did, because that one just missed my list, but I did enjoy the lightning NATO. It's like, it's pretty standard NATO. I think lightning's normally a part of that anyway, but
yeah,
it was like, what was it, picking up like a electric plant or some shit? I don't really know.
It was buck wild. They were getting buck wild with this one.
It was fucking buck wild.
And Gilbert Godfrey said the name of every tornado.
Yes, he did.
Just so you know. My number 4, I put this one as my number 4, not because I think it's a particularly strong NATO, but I just think that it's bizarre that it happened in this movie. My number 4 is the oil NATO.
The oil NATO, yeah.
The oil NATO. This one was my favorite because it's just so stupid. It's so stupid. It should not exist, but it did, and it was awesome.
My number 4, I'm going to go with the nuke NATO.
Nuke NATO!
It's a NATO full of nukes.
The Sharknado goes through a power plant in Illinois or something like that, and then it forms a nuke NATO. It's green. It looks like the Hulk.
Yep. Looks like Hulk loads.
Looks like Hulk just squeeging into the tornado for an hour. Uh-huh. My number 3. Oh, going back to the classics here. My number 3 is just the regular old Sharknado.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Gotta give some love to the originals, right? Gotta give some love to the originals.
My number 3, I'm gonna give it a tie between the oil and the fire NATO, because
that's fair.
When there's an oil NATO, there's a fire NATO, baby. You gotta know that.
Yeah, absolutely. The oil NATO only really sticks around for a couple of seconds before it becomes the fire NATO. And then it becomes a fire NATO. My number 2. This is the Boulder NATO. And
according to the Epidemic, the number 2 shark storm is the Boulder NATO.
Hell yeah. And here's why I like this one, because it's not just boulders and sharks in a tornado. It's a tornado that has boulders with sharks in them, and sharks with boulders in them. And that is amazing. There's also a part where one of those boulders crashes into a building, and then Ian Ziering unravels it like a ball of yarn, and I was not sure what the hell was going on there, but I ignored it anyways.
It was weird, and it was very bad looking.
Yes. My number 1. We discussed this one already. My number 1, could not give it to the Nuke NATO. The Nuke NATO.
Powerful.
Yeah, absolutely. At that point, I was at a point where I was like, man, if they say NATO one more time, I'm going to turn this fucking movie off. And then they said Nuke NATO, and I'm like, okay, that's pretty good.
My number 1, I'm going to give it to the vanilla Sharknado.
Oh,
it all. God bless.
Give it, yeah, because I don't think there was any other kind of NATO until this movie, when they were like, yeah, let's just throw the NATOs in. To the Fourth Awakens. That's actually the title of the film. Drives me fucking batshit crazy.
Sharknado 4, The Fourth Awakens.
The Fourth Awakens. Also, that, just so you know, that title doesn't mean anything.
No, it sure doesn't.
Sure doesn't mean a damn thing.
I just wanted people to watch it, I'm pretty sure.
So yeah, as far as Sharknado goes, I would check out number 1 and I'd check out number 3, but definitely don't see number 4. It's not very good. Unless you want to see Gilbert Godfrey yell the name of every tornado you can imagine, because that's pretty good.
Which is great.
That is great. It is really good. In what appears to be in a car, filmed on a flip cam, maybe he just fucking filmed it in his spare time and sent it via WMV file or something, because that's literally what it feels like.
This did make me want to go watch some more Asylum films, so I'm probably going to go check out Sinister Squad.
Oh, dude, when we watch Suicide Squad, we should watch Sinister Squad in the same episode, so we can do a comparative review. Because here's the thing: is that Sinister Squad is probably going to be better.
It might be.
It's very rare that an Asylum film is better than what it's trying to mock, but I imagine this will be one of those cases.
Yeah.
I was waiting for a Batman versus Superman movie. They made BVS, but they named it like Botchman versus Super Guy.
Suck, dude.
Suck, dude. Let's talk about, speaking of Batman, Batman. Christopher Nolan's The Dark Knight is our Batman flick of the week.
Sure it is.
Holy shit, dude. Holy shit, dude! Buckle up because this one is really good.
Yeah.
This one's like a full-fledged crime movie. And it's great. Like, it's really, really good. A whole lot of the movie focuses on, like, the Falcone crime. And then, like, but the Falcone crime is, like, working with the Joker. And then at some point, like, if I've never seen, like, in this movie, the focus shifts from Falcone to the Joker flawlessly. Absolutely flawlessly.
Sure.
But, yeah, they also throw you into the Joker right away, which I really like.
Yeah, that opening bank robbery scene is like probably one of my favorite scenes ever.
Yeah, yeah,
it's so good. It's so good where he's like just killing everybody.
Here's the one thing I didn't like about that. Hey, Christopher Nolan, don't cast Will Fichtner in anything. Why was he the bank man? Why was he that?
Also obviously don't copy Point Blank, or what's that movie? Point Break.
I've never seen Point Break.
Well, they you know that scene where they rob the bank in the president's masks?
Yeah.
It's like exactly the same.
Fuck, that's unreal. But this, like, that is an amazing scene. I was joking about Will Fichtner. He's fine, actually. He's actually pretty good.
He's not that bad in this movie.
No, yeah, he's not that bad. He's also not that bad in Drive Angry. I think Will Fichtner just got a bad rep because of Ninja
Drive
Turtles.
Angry is good. Where he played the devil.
Yeah, he played the devil. That was some pretty good stuff. Then from there on,
Drive Angry is mad underrated in my opinion.
From there on, it just, like, The Dark Knight is simultaneously dark and fun, and it's very rare to see a movie pull that off.
Yeah,
I think Tim Burton keeps trying to do it, and he keeps failing spectacularly. But this is both dark and fun. There's a lot of Batman in this movie, so if you're looking for a Batman movie, out of the three Christopher Nolan movies, this one has the most Batman.
Sure.
But here's the problem with this movie: is that Christian Bale, he might have taken that Batman voice a step too far.
He really went deep into it.
He gritted it up, dude. He's like. He's like, I'm surprised anybody was understanding what he was saying. I can understand it, but only because I've seen the movie 50 times.
Yeah.
Like, I saw this movie 4 times in theaters. When this movie came out, this was global, dude. This was fucking global. This was a phenomenon. And nobody saw it coming because nobody liked Batman Begins.
Yeah.
So, like, everybody was like, go see it. But Heath Ledger. Remember when Heath Ledger was announced as the Joker? People were as mad as they were about fucking Ben Affleck as the Batman.
I don't mind when people get mad, though, because turns out when you get mad that you think someone's not going to be good, they see that and they're like, I guess it better be good.
And then guess what? Real good. And I think that's probably one of the big problems with Suicide Squad. Again, haven't seen this movie, but, like, people saw Jared Leto as the Joker, and they're like, perfect cast. And Jared Leto's like, sweet, I don't got to do anything.
I don't got to do shit. It's going to be great.
Gotta do shit. Heath Ledger locked himself in a fucking hotel room for a month to get ready for this movie.
Yeah, all he did was fucking heroin for that time, though.
Dude was committed. Dude was really wanting to be insane. And he was perfect. He won an Oscar for this movie. I think they only gave him the Oscar, though, because he, perished. But, I mean, I think he would have been nominated regardless if he hadn't.
Yeah, it's a pretty stunning performance.
Yeah. Not to mention, here's one thing that you have to remember about his performance as the Joker. Dude was 27. Dude was 27 years old. Like, he wasn't much older than I am. And he was able to pull out a performance like that. Okay, fuck you if you... I know a lot of people who are like, yeah, Heath Ledger is no good. It's like, you're fucking wrong. You are wrong. He is amazing. Even in like previous movies, like, I know a lot of people like to make jokes about Brokeback Mountain or whatever, but that's actually like a phenomenally good movie, and he is staggeringly good in that as well.
Yeah. Did he get into character for that too?
He must have, dude.
How many dudes did he pick?
I like how I'm just like, man, I hate when people are making jokes about Heath Ledger and Brokeback Mountain, and we just jump right into it.
There's only a few perfect performances in this great world of ours, and we're talking about 2 of them today. In fact,
Yeah,
One being the Joker, the second being Johnny Depp as Donald Trump. We'll get to it.
Holy shit, dude! Yeah, we will talk about that because that's some shit. Heath Ledger's the Joker, though. What I did like about it is that like he took it in a really like methy direction.
Yeah,
for the Joker.
It's like when you see a meth head on the street and they're licking their lips a lot.
Yeah, but like I think that's what he was going for because
I think so too.
In this universe that we are given, it's more realistic. It's not Adam West. I've heard people be like, "Oh, why was he meth Joker?" And it's like, well, because realistically, the character, the Joker in the Christopher Nolan universe was probably actually on meth. Like realistically, let's just think about it for a second. You can't put fucking Jack Nicholson on heroin in fucking a jokey ass Tim Burton movie. You can't do that. You can't have Cesar Romero be a meth head. You can't do. But this Joker in this universe,
Cesar Romero was deep into coke though.
Yes,
he was a coke Joker.
He was a coker. But like in this universe, you can make him a little methy. You can make him a little fucking like clinically insane. Because like in the other movies, he's not really clinically insane.
And Jared Leto's like, I want to be a crack Joker. It's like, all right, Jared Leto, you piece of shit.
Yeah, I mean, granted, in this universe, you can pull it off if you want. I just don't think he will. Here's the question I want to know is that why does the Jared Leto Joker have so many cavities?
I don't know. I don't know nothing about that.
We will talk about it though. Suicide Squad, we will be talking about it, so buckle up because like here's the thing is that's going to be another 2-hour episode because there's no way we're not going to be screaming about it.
Yeah.
And then we're probably just going to end up like we're going to talk about Suicide Squad for 5 minutes and then eventually just end up talking about Batman versus Superman for 40 minutes. So buckle up. More Batman versus Superman coming your way.
Yeah, so there's a lot more Gary Oldman in this one.
Oh, and dude, he's so good.
He's very good, hey.
He's very good. I just wish he wasn't so racist.
Yeah, I wish he didn't hate the gays so much.
Doesn't he also hate black people? Isn't that a thing?
I can't remember if it's black people or Jews.
Yeah, he hates somebody. I just wish
he definitely hates the gays, and I think he probably hates black people too.
Yeah. Once again, though, like this, much like Batman Begins, it's very much like Christopher Nolan knew all the right people, and they all came together. Like
Aaron Eckhart, surprisingly not as bad as he normally is.
Yeah, my brother messaged me because him and I were talking about it, and I was like, I think I'll say it right here. I think Liam Neeson's Ra's al Ghul is a little better than Heath Ledger's Joker. That's just a personal thing. But then I told that to my brother, and he's like, man, I think Aaron Eckhart's Two-Face is better than Heath Ledger's Joker. And I'm like, you're fucking dumb, then, if you think that.
Obviously not.
Yeah, come on. He's fine. It works. The only thing is like, here's the thing, is that Aaron Eckhart in this movie has 2 phases, okay? Three phases. He's got 3 phases. He's got serious man. He's got the serious man phase where he's like, no, seriously, yeah, I think Batman is very good. Yeah, Batman's awesome, you know. I think he's just doing a service. Then he got phase 2. Ready for phase 2? Because this is when it gets really real. Phase 2 is when he's sad. Phase 2 is sad him, and he's like, I just want to die. You know, I hate everything. And then there's phase 3 Aaron Eckhart. And phase 3 Aaron Eckhart doesn't do anything but scream. And that's not acting. If he's like, it's not about what happened. It's about what's bad. And it's like, that's just screaming, dude. He's just yelling.
It's quite bad at that point.
Fair. 50-50. It's like, okay, Aaron Eckhart, tone it down a bit. Take it down.
There's a lot of yelling in this one. And there's a part that makes me laugh harder than anything. It's like the first time Batman's running around and they're in like the shipyard and the guy's like, where are you? And he's like, here, right behind him. Then the guy's like, ah! It makes me laugh harder than anything.
Well, like that where are you here bit, like that's the exact same bit from the first movie when he's like, who are you? I'm Batman, and he's right behind him. Oh wait, no, that shipyard scene, is that from the first one? Or is this just all running together?
No, it's from this one.
Was it? Pretty
sure.
Oh yeah.
Maybe it's the first one. I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Either way, it's that. Yeah, that's a good bit. What I really liked about this movie is that everybody was panicking and yelling the whole movie except for the Joker. like that's what makes the character so great, because at no point did he ever feel in danger, even like when he was clearly in danger, like when he throws him off the building and he's laughing the whole way down because he knows that Batman's gonna catch him. Like that's, to me, that's a perfect performance as far as fucking superhero villains go.
Yeah.
Dude, I love the Heath Ledger's Joker. Like, and like I didn't expect it either. Like I didn't expect to like it. I didn't expect to like it.
I'm a big fan of Maggie Gyllenhaal.
Yeah, let's talk about people who can't act in this movie, starting first off with Maggie Gyllenhaal. I like how they were like, okay, let's get like a really pretty actress who can't act, Katie Holmes. We'll have her be the romantic lead. Oh shit, she don't want to come back because Tom Cruise is crazy and won't let her. So what do we do now? And they're like, let's get like a not pretty actress who can't act. Okay.
Yeah, let's switch it up a bit.
Switch it up, make her an ugly girl. Oh, okay.
That always baffles me that like Jake Gyllenhaal, one of the finest looking young actors in Hollywood, and then you got
so good.
Yeah. They come from the same family or what?
I think he must have got all the positive genes. Like that's all I can think of. Either that or she's adopted. Or he's adopted, actually. I wouldn't adopt a girl who looks like that, but I would adopt a guy who looks like that.
Kind to Maggie Gyllenhaal. That's all I'm saying.
No, she's her eyes are getting more sunken in as the years go by. To be fair, though, like I actually don't think Maggie Gyllenhaal is like ugly. I don't want to be mean.
We're mostly just fucking around. But.
Yeah, we're mostly just fucking around. I just think like Katie Holmes is staggeringly beautiful, whereas Maggie Gyllenhaal is not. She's very plain looking and not a very good actress either, unfortunately. Once again, we said it last episode with Batman Begins.
I do like when she's real sad and frank, though.
Oh yeah, that's pretty good. And then she knifes a guy. That's good stuff. Doesn't she knife Donald Gleason?
Yeah, probably.
Sometimes you got it, right? You got to knife Donald Gleason so that he can sit down and take a break. Be like, you're working too much.
Donald Gleason. Like, you gotta stop.
You gotta take, even if it's in a hospital, dude, you gotta take a couple weeks. But as we said last episode, Michael Caine, Morgan Freeman, they both knock it out of the ballpark here. There's not much as far as like new characters go, other than like a couple of the villains. Unfortunately, I wish there was more new characters, but I also do like the simplicity of the idea of this movie, where they're like, let's take generally the same cast, and then just like sprinkle in a few others. Like that does work really well.
I wish the mayor got more screen time because I fucking love Nestor Carbonell.
Mr. Carbonell? Yeah, dude, he fucking rules. I think he gets more time in the next one if I'm
get a bit more in the next one.
Yeah, if I'm remembering correctly. I really like that guy. I'm looking up his name because like I used to know his name, but like I really like him. He's the guy who plays Falcone. I don't remember his name, but he was also in
Roberts?
Yeah. He was also in Human Centipede 3, and he's really good, actually. Like, he's really good. I also really like what was I gonna say? I don't remember. Cillian Murphy back again, and his dialogue is amazing in this.
I really appreciate that they threw Cillian Murphy a bone and let him cameo in all these fucking movies because he's the best.
Yeah, absolutely. And his line of dialogue that he says when they're like, "Look what your drugs." Oh, that guy, by the way, that Russian guy, awesome, because he can't say a single word. Like he can't say any of his dialogue. Like, no, he's saying "Bathman" and
hell yeah.
Like he's like, "Must get rid of real problem, Bathman." It's like it's so good. He can't say a word of his dialogue, but it's all so good. But Cillian Murphy has one of the best lines of the entire movie, and that's like when they throw down those guys, like, "Look what your drugs do to my customers." And he's like, "I told you my drugs would take you places. I never said they'd be places you wanted to go." And I'm like, "Oh fuck, Cillian Murphy killed the game! Oh shit!"
He's so good.
Yeah, he should be called Killing It Murphy because he's killing it.
He is. He did kill it.
Yeah, he fucking murders it. I also really like another thing. Just back to the Russian guy. I really liked when he was like, My dogs are hungry. And when he's talking to the Joker and he's like, you are a freak. And then the Joker's like, freak. And it makes fun of him so good. I almost guarantee that was like ad-libbed too by Heath Ledger.
Probably.
Yeah. Like that seems like some shit that would be real. I heard Heath Ledger was real crazy on the set of this, but like not in like a Jared Leto way, but like in a fun way that everybody was happy around him. Whereas Jared Leto, I don't know if you heard much about that, but a lot of stories coming out from the set of Suicide Squad. I guess he was a big piece of shit to everybody and was like, oh, it's just getting in character. It's like, no, you're just being a piece of shit, you know?
He doesn't seem like a very good person.
He was putting fucking he kept putting salt in Will Smith's coffee, and it's like, hey, that joke might be funny once.
That actually didn't happen. That's just like a meme.
Oh, either way,
all of those Joker things are memes.
Damn, the memes are tricking me, Buck. I'm being sucked in by the memes. I'm living the memes. I'm too deep at this point. Yeah. Then there's
the thing about Jared Leto is he was a rich kid, and then he went into a band that got popular where he just got to bang a bunch of hot girls, and then he got into some movies that were pretty good, so people thought he was a good actor. He's just a rich kid that got lucky. That's all he is.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely he is. Hey, I don't know if you've seen what was that one that we watched with him that I hated? Mr. Nobody? Hey, that's proof that Jared Leto is a douchebag right there. Check that out.
Oh yeah, he was in that.
Yeah, he is a douchebag too. That being said, I'm not going to say Jared Leto is not a good actor because dude's pretty good.
Yeah, he's usually good in movies where he dies, like Requiem for a Dream.
I've never seen that, but I've heard it's really good.
You should probably watch that movie if you're going to call yourself a movie person.
Yeah, and I really like Aronofsky. That's just like one of the ones I just haven't seen.
You should probably watch, man. Just comment. You should probably watch that one.
Yeah. Otherwise, my integrity is just out the window.
I've never seen Titanic though, so who cares?
Yeah, it's okay. You could probably go your whole life without watching Titanic. It's 3.5 hours, and it's.
I got the VHS tape right there.
The double ski.
Yeah.
Yeah. Titanic is like, it's fine. I think I kind of like it, but like it's not that good. The last hour is really fun because like that's when the boat's going down and shit. But like the first 2.5 hours is not that, and it's just like Leonardo DiCaprio trying to fuck a girl on a boat. It's just like that. It goes on for a while.
The Dark Knight is good.
The Dark Knight is definitely good. Check it out. Everybody's good in it, especially Russian guy. Love the Russian guy. Love to the Russian guy. Ultra hungry
person that adores the Russian guy.
Yeah, absolutely. And Eric Roberts as well. Like, and pretty much everybody. The thing is like everybody's good in this movie. Is that there's like even like the small parts are played by like really good actors.
What about that Asian guy? I liked him.
Yeah, Lau. He was pretty good. Once again, could not say a single line of his dialogue. You know, could not say we go to Hong Kong, out jurisdiction. It's like, I'm good at calculations.
Good at calculations is one of my favorite lines in the movie.
Good at calculations.
I remember I went to see this in the theater with my dad, and like I drank a large Coke during it. So about an hour and 40 minutes into it, right when he's burning all the cash there, I'm like, I really got to take a piss. And he's like, oh, no, you're not going anywhere. You don't want to miss a second of this. So I sat there for like another hour, and he's right. You don't want to miss a second of it. But I almost pissed my pants in the theater.
And, you know, I think if you had, I don't think anybody in the theater would have blamed you.
Yeah.
They might have been repulsed, but they wouldn't have blamed you.
It's just that good.
Yeah, absolutely. It's that good. So let's
just that good.
Want to talk about a near perfect piece of media?
Sure.
Let's talk about Donald J. Trump's The Art of the Deal.
The movie.
This movie is so good. It's so good, but like here's the problem with this movie is that to understand it, you have to have been jokingly following Donald Trump's entire campaign trail the way that you and I have.
Yeah.
If you don't,
that's probably true.
If you don't do that, you're probably not going to like this movie very much.
Funny or Die comes out of the gates with a fucking Donald Trump parody where they're like, yeah, let's get Johnny Depp to play Donald Trump.
And like in your mind, you're like, that's not a good cast. And then you see it and you're like, I think that might be Trump.
I think it might like the makeup's so good, like the fucking prosthetics.
He looks and he sounds exactly like Donald Trump.
You know what's my favorite part though is like the Donald Trump prosthetics are perfect, and then you see fucking Patton Oswalt's character, and he's got a fake gray mustache on. And you're like, oh, so all of the budget went to making Johnny Depp look exactly like Donald Trump.
Yeah. Here's the thing: is this movie's like just littered with cameos too. Rob Huebel's in this shit as well.
Yeah, everybody's famous in it.
Rob Huebel's in it. Patton Oswalt, Alfred Molina. Okay, how do you call up Alfred Molina and be like, "Hey, we want you to play," and then like you sigh and you're like, "Look, I'm sorry, you're an Academy Award nominee. I'm sorry to say this, but like we want you to play the Jew lawyer." Like, how do you say that with a straight face without feeling bad? Like talking to Alfred Molina, one of the most respected actors on the planet. He was in an Education. Like, do you think Alfred Molina was like, you call me, you ask me if I want to be the Jew lawyer. I've been in some of the best movies of all time. In Education, Spider-Man 2, one of the best superhero films of all time. I was the star of that fucking. You come and ask me if I want to be Jew lawyer in Trump movie? Fuck you. Of course I would.
Of course I would. I'd love it.
Of course. I'll be there in 5 minutes. Don't even pay me. Fuck you. Albert, it's just like everything is so funny and so well timed in this movie. One of the best bits of the whole movie is because the whole movie basically is like this kid who's 10 years old obviously admires Donald Trump, and so he tries to steal a copy of Donald Trump's book, and in fleeing from the security guard trying to chase him down to get the Donald Trump book back, he accidentally ends up in Donald Trump's office, and then Donald Trump's there, and he's basically explaining him the ideals of the book. That's the whole movie, and like some of the stuff he says is that's a Trump card. He says that like 10 times. One of the funniest things he says in the whole movie is he's like second highest selling book of all time next to the Bible. Other than that, highest selling book ever made. And like, I don't know if those numbers are right. I didn't look it up, but probably not, right?
I'd imagine not.
But like, he keeps like comparing himself to Jesus, and like, it's all just like these subtle not subtle. What am I talking about? There's no subtlety here. These unsubtle Donald Trump references, like one part where he's like, I'm a very busy man. I spend a lot of the time on the phone, and then it's like just clips of him on the phone with people. And then like one of them is he's like, I want my daughter to grow up to be somebody I want to have sex with. God damn, that's funny. God damn, that's good. The whole movie takes place in 1989. It's Ron Howard does the opening intro, which is
surprisingly pretty funny.
Yeah, pretty funny. I really enjoyed Ron Howard. Although actually, I'm not that surprised because he's, he does that Arrested Development, and he's really funny in that as well. As the narrator.
Ron Howard's not that bad. He's just like he just directs bad movies, really.
Hey, he's directed some decent stuff, hasn't he? Ron Howard?
I mean, probably. Most of it's like Disney shit, though, isn't it?
Let's take a look. The filmography of Ron Howard. No, what the fuck? I hit Ron Howard the character, not Ron Howard the man. Ron Howard the man. I want to see all these stuff that he's done. I know he did The Grinch, and I know that some people are iffy about that one. I don't think it's perfect. I also don't think it's that bad. Oh, you know what? Let's take a look. Oh, you know what? He did all those Da Vinci movies, so that's tough.
Oh yeah, I forgot about those.
Oh, he did Frost Nixon. He had a few years where he did some really good shit. Frost Nixon, A Beautiful Mind, which is the best.
A Beautiful Mind.
Yeah, Beautiful Mind's one of the best movies of all time. Apollo 13 wasn't too bad.
No, I'll take Backdraft. Fuck it.
Fuck, I'll take Cocoon.
No, you ain't taking Cocoon. Get the fuck out of here.
In 1977, Ron Howard directed and wrote and starred in a movie called Grand Theft Auto.
I love it.
I kind of want to see that now. Fucking Grand Theft Auto. But Ron Howard's not too bad. But either way, he was fun in this movie. He didn't direct it, but he narrated it, or at least did the intro. One of my favorite bits in the whole movie was Jack McBrayer's character.
Yeah, I fucking love that kid.
Where he plays. Yeah, I love Jack McBrayer. Dude's coming up. I hope that he does more non-gay characters soon because I've had it with that shtick. But yeah, I really like Jack McBrayer. He comes in and he's showing the architecture, and then Donald Trump is like, "Wait a minute, kid. Wait a minute, kid. What did you say your name was?" And the kid's like, "My name's Jose." And then he's like, "Okay, good, cut the commercial. We need to get a new kid." And then like it's an Asian kid, and like he's with the Asian kid for a little while, and then like he's like it's so funny that he doesn't realize that the kid's Asian, like for like 15 minutes, and then the second he realizes he's Asian, he kicks him out. And then there's like a shot of like a black kid, and he's like, "I love architecture," and it's just Donald Trump just like looking down at the kid, looking angry, and then it just cuts to fucking Jacob Tremblay as the kid.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
What the fuck?
How do you get a Jacob Tremblay? I'm sorry, like I know the kid's like 7, but dude's a commodity. Dude's a commodity. Dude was just fucking in one of the best movies of last year. He was in Room, and he was amazing. And then he was the kid in this, and he did a Trumpo impression at one point. Wasn't very good, but he did it. Another actor who I absolutely adore, one of my favorite actors in history, is in this movie. That's Stephen Merchant.
Stephen Merchant was so good in this. That was one of my favorite bits. Where he was
sitting down with Hilton. Hilton. Oh,
yeah, he's like, "Where are you from?" "I was born and raised here in Texas."
Yeah, He's like, "You clearly have an accent." "Do I have an accent?" You're bloody. You're bollocks, sir. It's so funny. Yeah, pretty much.
Mantzoukas?
Jason Mantzoukas. That's what I was gonna say next. Is that he's amazing as a homeless guy.
That guy, Jason Hainogman Mantzoukas, is the best thing in anything that he's in.
But here's the problem. Here's the problem with him is that nobody wants to hire him for one reason and one reason alone. Is that he'll never be a star because it's impossible to say his name.
What, Jason Hainogman Mantzoukas?
That's a tough name, man. I can't say that. Was it Jason Heyman Mantzoukas? Hainogman Mantzoukas. Jason. I'm just gonna call him Jason Mantzoukas. That just sounds better to me. Andy Richter's in this. Like all my favorite people are in it. Andy Richter, Kristen Schaal, who I love.
Paul Scheer,
who I actually like. As long as it's not Corey Stoll, I'm good.
Ron Funches.
Ron Funches, yeah, dude. It's all good. Obviously, the
as a second as a rapper, but that rap was amazing. The Donald Trump rap.
The Donald Trump rap. I also like that, like he does that rap, and then like I think at some other point in the movie, he's talking about how hip hop is garbage. It's just like one of those movies that's just so ridiculous that it's fun. It's on Netflix.
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
And it's not
so you have no excuse to. It's 50 minutes. Like I can't even rank it on my top list of 2016 because it's not even really a movie. It's 50 minutes.
Yeah, it's 50 minutes, but it's really funny. And like, we really need to discuss Johnny Depp for a minute because like, as silly as this is, Johnny Depp is like bewilderingly good in this movie. Like maybe one of the best performances I've ever seen Johnny Depp give. Yeah, it's bizarre.
It's like, yo, perfect performances don't exist. Oh shit, is Johnny Depp the greatest man to ever live?
Shit, he might be, because he was better in this than he was in Black Mass, which is weird to say, but it's true.
Yeah, that is true.
It's really bizarre. But this is like really fun. I highly recommend this movie. It's Funny or Die. Who doesn't like Will Ferrell own that?
Yeah, he owns like a controlling share of that.
Yeah, so it's Will Ferrell's company. It's directed by Jeremy Connor. Jeremy Connor, he's relatively new to the game. Thing is that there is a large portion of people that this isn't for, and that's literally anybody who's not liberal. If you're not liberal, don't watch this movie. You're probably not gonna like it. But if you're liberal, you might like this movie. It's pretty.
Or if you're a Trumpo fan.
If you're a Trumpo fan, if you're a fan of Trumpo, you might not like this movie.
No, you'll love it.
Do you think Trumpo fans will like this? I'm a Trumpo fan.
I like it.
Yeah, but like you love Trumpo for like the reasons that this movie lies out. You don't want to be his friend. Well, no, yes, you do. But
yes, I do. I support him fully.
You support all his causes. Let's bomb the shit out of him. If
he wants to build a wall, let him build a wall. At least he's not leaking fucking emails to the fucking Russians, all right?
Yeah, fair enough. Here's the thing, too, is that there's a really good joke in this movie where, like, Donald Trump is talking to the kid, and he is like, look, not everybody knows how hard I've had it, okay? You see people living in poverty every day, and they think they've had it hard. Look, my dad kicked me out of my house with nothing but the clothes on my back and a small loan of $1 million. And the kid is like, that sounds really hard. Like, that's, wow, I had no idea. Like, it's so funny. It's all jokes like that, and if you paid attention to Donald Trump, you probably are going to want to check this out because you'll find it funny. But like I said, you'll have to have been ironically loving the Donald Trump campaign trail since day one to really get every joke. I'm sure there's even a few jokes that went over my head, and I've been paying pretty close attention.
God bless Trumpo 2016.
Yeah, can't wait for him to be the prezzo.
Here's the thing. You can't vote for Hillary Clinton just because Donald Trump said some mean things. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird that in 2016, Donald Trump is legitimately the best presidential candidate. Other than Bill Murray, who's running as an independent, and
yes,
fucking run if you can, vote for Bill Murray. Which you can actually just vote for Bill Murray.
If you don't live in a swing state, vote for Bill Murray.
But yeah, Donald Trump is legitimately the best presidential candidate, which is like real interesting, I guess.
That's the movie Epidemic seal of approval on Donald Trump.
The art of the deal, or like Donald Trump in general?
Donald Trump, the man.
Hey, you want to know what? I'm going to go to the polls, and when I vote for Donald Trump, I'm just going to write in the notes, I'm just going to put 100% fuck yes.
100% fuck yes. That is the show for today, Chadley.
And a link to the pod. And a link to the pod for Trumpo.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure he listens, but
I'm sure he's a big fan.
Yeah, I mean, all we do is talk about him. We've talked about him like for hours and hours. We've talked about him almost as much as we've talked about Batman versus Superman, which I would guess we have about 6 hours of combined Batman versus Superman review.
Yeah, because fuck that movie.
Fuck that movie forever. Next week, that's it for this week. This was a TV movie episode. Next week, we're watching some good shit. We're getting back on them blockbusters, and whoo boy, buckle up, because we're talking about Star Trek Beyond.
Yeah.
We're talking about The Dark Knight Rises, and we're talking about Christoph Waltz's The Legend of Tarzan.
Oh, we're watching that? I thought we were watching the
Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right. We're not watching Tarzan. I lied. We're watching Independence Day Resurgence. I lied. We're not watching Tarzan. We might never watch Tarzan, honestly.
I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, there's a lot of movies in this world. We got to get to all of them.
I don't know if Tarzan deserves my time, honestly.
I mean, we'll see. I mean, I'm sure it'll be the same thing. It'll be like the Disney movie, except there won't be Phil Collins, so I don't know how I'll feel.
I'd love to see some Tarzan finger. That's what I've always missing out.
Here's the thing, though. If The Legend of Tarzan has a Phil Collins cameo, that'd be a perfect joke.
Sure.
But they wouldn't do it because isn't that WB? That's a WB flick. WB is running it real safe because they're siphoning money.
They're losing.
They're losing money like crazy. The Suicide Squad movie might do well just because I don't think it was that expensive to make. But Batman versus Superman lost them so much money. So much money.
We'll see you guys next week. Subscribe on YouTube and iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts from. I'm at Last Cool Dude on Twitter.
And if you go on Twitter, what you can do now is that you can actually tweet at somebody. So you should tweet at Tim Burton all the mean things you can think of.
Yeah, that's a good.
Does Tim Burton have Twitter? He must, dude. He must. He's a douchebag, so he's got to have Twitter.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. But if he has Twitter, tweet at Tim Burton. If not, just put at and then Tim Burton, and then whoever has that account will get the mean words.
Yeah, fuck them. They don't deserve it.
Yeah, fuck them.
All right, that's the show.